Prime Minister, election campaigns test our leaders, don't they? Isn't the emerging truth of this campaign that it's showing you as a leader to be weaker rather than stronger? Don't you think that voters want more from you than attacks on Jeremy Corbyn and a reheat of the speech that you gave when you moved into number 10 nearly a year ago?
Prime Minister, you say you'll be a difficult woman when it comes to these Brexit negotiations, but isn't it true that you've also had a difficult election over your social care policy? It's worried voters, and polling suggests that female voters are turning away from you. Are you a female Prime Minister with a woman problem?
Prime Minister, you say you want to build partnerships with the European allies, but Angela Merkel said at the weekend that Europe can no longer rely on Britain as an ally. What's your direct response to the German Chancellor on that, and do you think it's fair? And Labour today have described you as an ogre when it comes to negotiating Brexit. Is that a badge of honour?
Aren't your increasingly personal attacks on Jeremy Corbyn and this image you've conjured of him today naked in a negotiating room in Brussels a sign of your increasing desperation, and are you demeaning the great office of Prime Minister with them?
Prime Minister, you've said everything depends on getting Brexit right, but you've spent the last few weeks out on the campaign trail rather than preparing for the negotiations. So how much time have you actually been able to spend getting ready for the talks, and what do you say to those who think it was irresponsible to call an election so close to such important negotiations?
You said Jeremy Corbyn wants to keep all the benefits of single market membership without saying how that would be achieved. Isn't that exactly what you're doing by telling the British public they can have tariff-free access, frictionless trade and controls on migration? And some of those things you mentioned there about freedom of movement and ECJ jurisdiction, those are things that Labour might be able to say it could trade off for those great benefits you've talked about on the single market. Aren't the voters soon going to discover that they can't have everything that you promised them once the negotiations get underway?